In this video, we will learn how to program a snare piece such as Wilcoxon's 1/36 into PolyNome. Here's an example of PolyNome playing back some of this piece. You'll note that we have a count-in and then each bar is a new item in the playlist.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So you get the idea. What we're going to do is create this from scratch. So I'll begin by tapping the plus button in the playlist. So we're in a playlist here. I will tap plus, new playlist, and we call it Wilcoxon's 1/36. So we have a blank playlist, and we'll tap on the plus to add our first item, new item in playlist. I'm just going to call it bar 1. By default, this will give us 1 rep of 4/4. This is based on whatever your default preset is. And then we can go to the main page to edit it. So bar 1 is this rhythm here, and we need to enter this into PolyNome. We'll tap, choose Edit Pattern, and you can tap and hold to clear the rhythm. Then we need to enter a quarter note divided into 8. These are 30-second notes here. So we find the quarter note on the left, and we choose this button which divides it into 8. And then we need to remove some of these notes, so we'll tap the Edit button and remove the notes that we don't want to appear. You can see PolyNome updates here. You can jump straight into edit mode by tapping and holding on this button. That will save you the step of having to tap the edit button. Notice that beat 2 is the same pattern, so we can just tap and hold on this and duplicate. The next beat is similar, so let's tap and hold and duplicate again and edit this to add in the extra 2 notes. And then the final beat is all of the 30-second notes, so we can just tap this button to enter that. Next, we'll add the sounds. Tap below the notes. This brings up the sound buttons. If you're seeing something different, choose the drop down to make sure that you're viewing sound buttons. So we'll enter this sticking: right, left, left, right, right, left, right, right, left, left. And then right, left, left, right, right, left, left. And finally, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. Now we may not want these to be played on snare and hi-hat. One of the ways you can change this is by tapping and holding on any of the sound buttons. This will bring up the sound picker. You can see on the left that the right is assigned to hi-hat and left is assigned to snare. Let's choose the right, and then if you tap the speaker on left, it will load that sound without selecting left, and then we can tap on snare and it will be assigned to the highlighted letter on the left. While we're here, we might also want to assign the snare drum to all of the right hand and all of the left hands. And if you want to save this to be able to apply it quickly in the future, you can choose Save Set, and let's call it Snares. And hit Done. Notice that I missed this letter here. This is assigned to Tom 3. Let's say we want to update our sound set. I'll tap and hold this, go to Sets, and load our snares sound set. And then I'm going to edit this right here. I want to assign the snare, so I'll tap on the speaker to show the snare and assign it to the right. And this is flashing to tell us that we have unsaved changes to our sound set. Tapping this, we get to either save as a new sound set or update snares. So we'll update, and now the snares sound set is snares on all of the rights and lefts. Finally, let's add some accents to this pattern. Tap above the notes to bring up the Accents, Ties and Diddles panel, and you can use this button to add accents, or you can use this button. and you can use the right and left arrows to navigate through the notes. So that's it for bar 1. Tap Done, tap the plus to save changes. Let's enter bar 2. We can start by saving a new item to the playlist. We'll do this by tapping on the plus button, choosing Save As. We'll call it bar 2, and we will save to playlist. This will add it to our playlist. Now we need to edit bar 2 to make it look like this. So tap, choose Edit Pattern. Again, you can tap and hold the del button to clear everything. And this time we need a quarter note with the first and fourth notes, and then the same here. So we will tap this button. Tap and hold brings up the edit so we can remove the middle two notes. And we need 4 repeats of that. They're joined by a beam in this notation, but we can't do that in PolyNome. We will just tap and duplicate. And you can also save a rhythm here, and it will add it to your saved rhythms palette. You'll find this by tapping the 3 dots, and then you can just enter 2 more copies by tapping on your saved version. Again, let's add the stickings by tapping below the rhythm. This time it's right, right, left, left, right, right, left, left. We only need to enter this once, and you can see PolyNome will loop the sticking over the remainder of the rhythm. Tap above the notes for the accents, and note that the accent and diddle pattern is also repeated. This means instead of entering 4 accents and 4 drags, we can tap where it says tap to detach accents. And now the accent space will work in the same way as the sound space. That is, if we add a single accent, it will be looped over the entire rhythm. And if we move to the next note and enter a drag, that is also repeated. So we only need to do this once, and it's applied to the whole pattern. Tap Done and save the changes. Note that if I play this, it will play once, and then it moves back to bar 1. That's because we are playing a playlist, and the playlist is set to auto advance and play 1 rep of each bar. If you wish to play just bar 2, you can tap where it says play once, playlist will be turned off, and now you can loop bar 2. And to get back into playlist mode, simply press play from the playlist page. Let's now jump to bar 9 and enter this bar that's in 6/8. Instead of tapping the plus and saving to the playlist, I'm going to do it a different way by tapping the plus in the playlist and choosing Duplicate Item with New Name. Call it bar 9. And then we'll edit this bar. I'm going to create a default bar of 6/8 by tapping on the time signature, choosing 6/8, and then choosing Create Rhythm. So now we have our default bar of 6/8. Let's go ahead and edit that. And you'll note here that we have a dotted 8th followed by a 16th followed by an 8th note. One way to achieve that is to split these notes. If you tap on Edit, in the Options menu, you'll find an option to split notes. That will split the notes and deselect those that were not in this original pattern. And now we can create this rhythm by removing this one, adding this one. And then you'll notice that it's the same rhythm here, so we can just delete this and duplicate this. Let's add the sticking. Right, right, left, 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 right. And we'll add the accents and drags. Accent on the first and third of both groups. And a drag on this note, and this note, and this note. Save the changes. And we'll tap on this so we can hear just this bar in isolation. And finally, for this example, I'll show you how to enter bar 10. So again, we'll tap on the plus, save as, bar 10, and save to playlist. And then we need to edit the pattern. I'll delete everything. And this time we need 6 notes in a row. This is 6 16th notes. Now notice if I tap this button that says 6, that's only taken up a third of a bar instead of a half a bar. This is a sextuplet, and what we actually want is 6 16th notes beamed together. So one way to do that is to turn on the dot for the quarter note, and now all of these are divisions of a dotted quarter note. So this is 6 notes all beamed together, but they are regular 16th notes. And then for the next beat, we need an 8th note, and then a 16th triplet, and then an 8th note. We can't beam these together in PolyNome, but we can add an 8th note, and then a triplet, and then an 8th note. And you can see PolyNome is telling us that we've filled the bar. Let's add the sticking, right, left, right, left, right, right, left, left, right, left, right. And then add the embellishments. So a drag and an accent on the first note, an accent, and then a drag, and then an accent. So that's our bar 10. Again, we can tap this to turn the playlist off. Now if you wanted to change the sounds for some of these, let's load bar 1 and let's turn the playlist off and hear it. If we wanted to play this back on practice pads, we could tap and go to the sound picker, and in sound sets we can choose pads. I'll save the changes. But now notice that the rest of the items haven't changed. If you want to change the sounds for an entire playlist, tap on the playlist name, choose Change Playlist Sounds, and set the sounds in here. Let's change them all to pads. So that's how you enter a snare piece into PolyNome.